All right, everybody. You decided that Boston is the new landing place for your family. And I'm here to tell you the real deal of exactly what it's like to live in this amazing city and, some of its surrounding towns, like Brookline, home of, the former GOAT, our favorite person, world champion, Tom Brady. In today's video, we're going to be going over 7 things that changed my mind about moving to Brookline. So we can say it's 7 things that you really must know before moving to Brookline if you're considering moving to Boston. But this is just my experience with it. Yours could be different, but keep me posted. Tell me if you've had a different experience. I want to know. If you really want to know what it's like living here in Boston or the area, and one of the towns that is surrounding the city, like Brookline, I'm going to be talking about that. Everything you're going to need to know to get yourself ready and probably make you laugh a few times in the process. So if you're relocating to Boston, what's up, everybody? My name is Joe, and we are the Turco group right here in Boston, Massachusetts. Make sure you tap on that subscribe button, click the little bell so that you get notified every time we do a new video. Honestly, we get so many people calling who are relocating here, and we absolutely love it. If you're thinking about moving, relocating, or coming here to stay, make sure you give us a call, shoot us a text, or send us an email. Or honestly, even call Paul Revere. However you want to get a hold of us, we've got your back when moving to Boston. So you're thinking about moving to Boston and thought, well, if TB12 could live there, I guess Brookline would be a good spot for me. Brookline is the perfect destination for families looking to live within proximity of Boston, but want some more outdoor space. You get everything you need without sacrificing quality of life, including easy to access the downtown amenities like the shopping districts and the museums, while maintaining that small town feel with local restaurants that are just, a few minutes away. The city tends to attract young professionals and families who are looking for a little bit of a slower pace compared to the, hustle and bustle of downtown Boston. Those who work in Boston don't have too difficult of a commute, as Brookline offers a bunch of options for public transportation, including access to the Green Line. Yeah, I'm talking about the T. For those that prefer to drive, you're going to go right down Commonwealth Ave, everybody calls it Com Ave, and Beacon Street, and it brings residents right into the heart of Boston. Brookline has a large population of people who are young, single, educated, and really upwardly mobile career starters. That's because Brookline is full of single people in their 20s and 30s and who have either really strong undergraduate or graduate degrees, and they're starting in their professional careers and occupations. With so many young and urban professionals who've opted for something a little slower paced than downtown Boston, Brookline's offering plenty of freedom and fun for people to, go out and socialize and if I'm honest, find their paths in life. And just so you know, the average rent for a 1-bedroom apartment in Brookline will cost you around $1,400. All right, let's move on to the second thing. Though it's almost surrounded by Boston, Brookline has, a definitely slower pace and cultural vibe. It's a great place to raise a family or walk a dog, or opt for a car while living in the city. Brookline is just also big on holding on to its history. It has 7 historic districts and they're all fairly heavily protected. They, really do not embrace anything about modern architecture. And when you're going and you're having a property there, any changes have to go through pretty much the Preservation Commission, and it has to get approved. They also have an additional 80 historic homes, including that of John F. Kennedy's childhood home. I mean, there are some modern day celebrities who have called Brookline home. Obviously, I've talked about Tom Brady and, Gisele Bündchen. A lot of people wouldn't know that Conan O'Brien is from Brookline, and also that, though he's a transplant, when Larry Bird, famous Celtic, man was a monster. God, he used to live in Brookline while playing for the Celtics. You also have current Patriots owner, Robert Kraft. All right, let's jump into the third thing that you probably should know about Brookline, and that it's made of, 3 squares: Coolidge Corner, Brookline Village, and Cleveland Circle. So, Coolidge Corner is home to kind of unique Art Deco movie theater featuring, the latest and greatest feature films, and it has kind of all these small mom and pop restaurants. It's super walkable, whereas Brookline Village is filled with bookstores and coffee shops. It's gonna sound weird, but there's a bunch of florists and chocolatiers, and it's just got so many great parks and gardens that you can spend the warm weather in. Now, Cleveland Circle is kind of the livelier area with more street level retail and restaurants and cafes along Beacon Street and Chestnut Hill Avenue. But that's the thing that you got to remember, folks. Brookline has tons of places to shop local because it's really a town of artists. Brookline has more artists, designers, and people working in the media than 90% of the communities in America. So, some of them are local shops. But the thing is, it's a great place to find one-of-a-kind items. So if you really want to find something special for somebody or impress them, what's going to happen is you're going to find it there. Now, if you're looking for the best neighborhood in Brookline, there's, a great community for everyone in this, kind of awesome New England town, right? But that's the thing. Whether you're looking for, I don't know, wide open spaces that are kind of suburban, or, an apartment kind of right near the action, there's something for you. Here are a few of, my favorite Brookline neighborhoods. So we're gonna get started with South Brookline. Now, it's further from Boston city limits. South Brookline opens up into large estates. They have, these huge plots on rolling hills. And they were originally home to farmers. So the land in this kind of Brookline neighborhood has been, basically split up, but the plots stayed large due to conservation laws. South Brookline is also a popular choice for affluent families and is home to the city's oldest country club. Yeah, the one that didn't let Tom Brady into it for quite a while. Now, if it's something that you're really, really looking for, it's a good time. There's a lot of great houses just to go on a Sunday drive by. But moving on, let's talk about one of my other favorites, and that is Fisher Hill. If you're looking for upscale living, Fisher Hill might be the best neighborhood in Brookline for you. This community is characterized by large estate-style homes, which, offer an escape from the hustle and bustle of the city. Most of the houses were originally built in the 1800s and have been protected from development by the local historical society. And when I say these are big homes, they're big. Now, the third one is JFK Crossing. This Brookline neighborhood is aptly named. because it offers a crossover between the urban and suburban living. There are many residential homes here, but the streets are also lined with shops and activity. And JFK Crossing is also home to a very large Jewish community in Brookline. So you'll find plenty of kosher goods and kosher restaurants as well. But here's the thing, we gotta keep moving. I know you don't have all night to watch me, or all day, or whenever you're watching this, but if you're liking it so far, hit a like, drop a comment, let me know what you're thinking. And if it's something that I'm missing out on, let me know too, because I want to go check it out and potentially make a video about it. So that brings me to my fourth reason. And, you know, everyone in Brookline knows about Chestnut Hill. It is one of the most desired neighborhoods in all of Boston. Has these huge rolling lawns. They have mansions. They have those kind of posh private schools and, you know, the crazy golf courses. This community is all about the best of the best, and the housing prices reflect that. Chestnut Hill has some great shopping locations. I mean, Chestnut Hill Mall, and it's relatively new. I mean, you got Chestnut Hill Square. Just watch out for those kind of like busy moms in their oversized SUVs rushing out to SoulCycle. I mean, you really don't want to get in their way. They will crush you. And then they'll sip their dunks because they're still basic. Joking, ladies, joking. Please do not run me over with your crazy SUV. But yeah, moving on. The fifth thing that you should know, the nightlife in Brookline is minimal. Most residents take the short trip to downtown Boston if they're looking to stay out till the early morning hours. But Brookline, you know, it has some great spots if you're looking to grab some evening cocktails, you know, some sangria and tapas at Barcelona's Spanish restaurant. Or, I mean, you can grab a pint at Public House or the Abbey if you're looking for, you know, more fine dining experiences. You know, Brookline's got them too. I mean, I'll be honest, when I go out with my wife, this is where we go because it's close, it's a little relaxed, and, you know, usually the parking's a little bit easier. But moving on. Now, if you have a favorite place in Brookline, I want you to comment below. I want to know what your favorite spots are, or just let me know if I've missed anything so far about Brookline in general. I want to know. Kind of circling back to the nightlife aspect. I know it's not quite related, but almost everyone enrolled in a Boston area college can get to school quickly if they're living in Brookline. And parts of Boston College, as well as Boston University, so BC and BU respectively, are in Brookline. And it's a stone's throw from any school in the area, like Northeastern, Harvard, MIT, Berkeley School of Music, just to name a few. And, you know, maybe you're not a student at all. But here's the thing, and it kind of ties back to that nightlife. These schools bring enormous opportunity for catching different types of shows, sporting events, and, you know, just because Brookline's nightlife might not be, you know, crazy, doesn't mean there isn't an option that's close at hand. All right, we are going for number 6. We're almost there, guys. You guys have been awesome, and, you know, let's just keep it up. So number 6, Brookline has a ton of outdoor space within, you know, 4 multi-acre nature sanctuaries, and it has like miles for walking and jogging and, you know, just paths everywhere. Brookline residents revel in, you know, all of the nature that is really right there. So you have, you know, Lars Anderson Park, and it's the largest park in Brookline. You also have one of the best outdoor skating rinks. There are also a number of public gardens that are just, you know, a must-see during the springtime. It's gorgeous, and it's one of those things where you're really getting the best of everything. And lastly, the 7th reason, And probably one of the most important one for me that, as a newer father really resonates. And I think about it often when I make these videos because my son will be in school soon. Your kids will go to excellent schools. All of Brookline's public schools get above an 8 on the 1 to 10 great schools rating scale. So you have Lawrence School and Michael Driscoll School, both get a 10 on the scale. And chances are you'll be meeting a lot of local Boston celebrities at the pickup line. I mean, how's that not a perk? I mean, honestly. And, Lars Anderson Park is a great place to take the kids right after school. If they like cars, they can take a look at the auto museum there, or just run around and play and, hang out on the grounds, or they can go ice skating there in the winter. There's also Allendale Farm. There's the Brookline Public Library that has a bunch of children's programming. It's one of those things where, honestly, I think it's one of the most important. And I think if you're really looking at potentially moving here, that's, in my estimation, one of your main reasons why you're probably considering Brookline. So back to people moving here. After hearing me talk all about that, Brookline is, I'd say, pretty well-rounded, wouldn't you say? I mean, with amazing schools, hospitals, city accessibility, and quality of life, Brookline is just undoubtedly a great place to call home. So those are all things we love helping you with privately. But the only way we can help you is to have you reach out. You have to give us a call, shoot us a text, or send us an email. Days, nights, weekends. We've got your back when you're moving to Boston or Brookline. And if you got some value from this video, drop us a like. And honestly, until the next video, guys, we'll catch you later.